morning, guys. Phyllis, I'm in Tennessee. I wanted to come in on here and ask you guys a question this morning about something. First, I want to give my deepest and most sincere thoughts go out to all of you in Tennessee who have had such devastation, such loss, and how you have lost your family members in the terrible tragedy that has hit our state. Also North Carolina, my heart goes out to you. Virginia, everybody. It's been a terrible tragedy, and I'm so very sorry from my heart to all of you who have lost everything. But we know that God will take care of us, and He will give you comfort from your grief. And we have to depend on the Lord always, and especially in times like these. And I wanted to tell you, if you have lost someone or you have lost everything that belongs to you, God is still here and He'll still take care of you. He always has, He always will. So put your faith and put your trust in God. My heart goes out. I'm praying for you guys daily for everything you're going through and that's going on. I pray for everybody that is rescuing and helping, and the 101st Airborne that went out, and the 82nd that went out, the military who've gone and helped, all the rescuers. My prayers go out for you daily. So wanted to just say how much I'm taken back by everything you're going through, but I am praying for you, and that's what we have to do. So I wanted to come on here today on a happier note, and maybe I can, if you've got electricity and you can watch TV, maybe I can take your mind off of your problems for just a little while. I think that's my goal in doing the videos. Actually, it's just where you can maybe sit down, take a load off your feet for a minute and rest. Come to Tennessee with me out here on the farm. We're having cold weather today. I've got my hooded sweatshirt on. I'm so cold, and right now my hands are freezing. But what I wanted to come on today, we're going to make chili. I'm going to show you how I make my chili. It's so easy to do, and I make it all the time. We live on chili. Sometimes I say that. We even eat it. Sometimes we get to wanting it in hot summer, and I'll make it in the hot summertime. But we love chili. Everybody in our family loves chili. I think we got one granddaughter that's not crazy about it. But other than that, everybody wants chili, chili, chili. It's a great game day thing to have. I bought a big bowl of chili with some cheese to sprinkle on the top. There's nothing better than chili. And you know, of course, I'm going to have me some cornbread made up with it, right? Everybody wants a pan of cornbread with chili. But I got a question for you today. Alan made me these shelves out of some old lumber he had laying around, and he stained it and made me these little corbels out of some leftover wood he had out there. But I love this shelving. It gives me a lot of space for stuff. But I was just going to ask you guys a question. Do you think I should turn this into like a coffee bar, hot cocoa, drink station sort of thing? I don't have a sink close by, but I do have the Keurig, which I keep filled with water anyway. So I'm just wondering, do you think I should do a coffee bar or just leave it as is? Yeah, it's got a lot of stuff on it, and you know, it's pretty junky, but you know, it's very functional for me. So leave me a comment. Do you think I should turn it into a coffee bar or just a drink station where people can come in? It's going to be cold weather coming in soon. They can just come in, pop them a little thing in the Keurig and have a hot cup of cocoa or coffee, or, you know, just have a drink. When they arrive, when anybody comes to my home, the first thing I say is, what can I fix you to drink? Even if they've just traveled a mile or two, I still say, do you want a drink? Now, I raised my kids to do that, so when I go to their house, I walk in the door and they'll hand me a bottle of water or, Mom, you want a coffee? And I'll tell them, now, do you do that just for me, or do you do that for everybody that comes to your home? And I want to encourage you to do that. I think it's a way to be hospitable to people when they come in your home. Welcome them in and say, let me fix you a glass of iced tea. We got to be good to people. We got to help people. And just making them feel at home and comfortable when they come into your house, there's no better way. And then once you get them in your home and they feel welcome, then you can open your arms and feed them. You can give them advice if they want it. It leads into other things that you can help them along their journey in life. So start out with just offering them something to drink. I think it's one of the nicest things that anybody does for me when I go to visit them. It makes me feel at ease. It makes me feel comfortable. It makes me feel like that they are glad that I'm their guest. Okay, you want the chili, right? Okay. Leave me a comment now about whether I should go to all the trouble to take everything off of here and clean it and dust it and set it up as a little coffee drink station. My daughter has one. I need to show it to you in her home. Holly, my oldest daughter, has the most beautiful coffee station. That's what got me started with it. She's got some of the cutest stuff up there I've ever seen in my life. It's just like there's a lot of old things on it. It makes me, I just stop and I read everything and look at everything she's got up there. So leave me a comment. All right, let's go do the chili. Y'all ready to do the chili? Let's go. Well, okay, let's get started on our chili today. What I've done, I've already chopped up one Vidalia onion, one red pepper, and the only reason I did the red pepper is because that's what I had in the fridge. You can put any kind of pepper you want in here. You can put a red and a green and a yellow. You can put all three. But today I'll be making my chili in this very, very old pan that was given to me probably, I would say, 40-something years ago. My mother-in-law gave it to me. Somebody had given it to her when she started housekeeping. And so when I started housekeeping in 72, she gave it to me. And I've had it ever since. And I know all three of my daughters said they're going to fight over this. I'm not giving it up. So they're going to fight over it. It does have a lid that goes with it, and I want to show you the lid. Here's the lid that goes with it. And look, it doesn't even have a knob. It's just got this little thing sticking up off of it. Looks like it's dirty. I need to wash it. But look, it's just got just a little knob up there. You just have to hold on with it. I guess I could get me a knob put on there, and I guess I need to. All right. What I'm going to use today to make the chili. Bush has not sponsored me in any way. It's just what I like. It's the Bush chili beans, red beans. I'm doing a double batch. I'm taking some of this food to a neighbor. So it's 2 cans of beans to make this pot full. And I'll show you. I'll bring you over to my pot. I put some diced green chilies. They are not hot. They don't have any temperature to them to make them hot. You might like a hot chili, and you could get the hot ones. I have a can of diced tomatoes. I know a lot of you people can your own tomatoes and tomato juice. So you can, that'd be great for making your chili. But I use the diced because I want them to be small when you take a bite. I also am using, I don't make my own spices. So I use McCormick, the mild chili little packet that has all the ingredients. You can look on the back and use whatever McCormick uses if you want to. This is just quick and fast. My husband actually loves the taste of this packet. This is the one that's 30% less sodium. No artificial flavors. And for a double batch, I'm going to use 2. If I was making it just for me and him, I would only use 1 packet. Because it's plenty of spice for us. Now, you may want to get your chili spice out and, you know, really doctor it up hot. You can make it your own and make it hot, make it fiery if that's how you like it. All right, let's get started, guys. I want to show you one thing that I do with everything I have left over that I cut up. I cut up, you know, my onion and my pepper. So what I do, I have in my freezer, I have a little bag, a little frozen bag in my freezer of, well, it's just a gallon Ziploc bag is what it is. I keep these gallon Ziploc bags in there. And what I do is I put any leftover vegetables that I have, and anything that's left over, I think I might eat that. You know how I love red peppers. So I just take all of this. Most people throw it in the trash. But I just take it and I put it in a Ziploc bag. And what I do with this bag, when I get a bunch of bags filled up, I take them out, I put them in a big pot, and I boil them. I boil it about 30 to 40 minutes, and then I strain it off into jars and make my own vegetable broth. So you think, well, that's just garbage. Yeah, it's garbage, but it'll make you some good broth. So start doing that. When you cut stuff up, save it. Put it in the freezer. Let me step over here and throw this in my little freezer right here. Now, what I'm going to need to make this chili today, you're going to need hamburger meat. And I got some ground chuck. Let's see. I was going to try to tell you how much percent of whatever is in here, but it's not on here. So I'm making a double batch. So I'm making, oh, here it is. 2.25 pounds. So approximately a 2 1/4 pounds. 2 1/4 pounds of hamburger meat. So what I will do first is I'm going to brown my meat. Now, I'm going to do this all in one pot. Of course, you're going to make chili in all in one pot. If you've never made chili before, you'll love just having the one pot meal. You know, I'm all about a one pot meal, no cleanup, no big mess. But now, I do like to cook other stuff, too. Now, I know you think I'm crazy, but when I get hamburger like this, I cut it up like I'm going to cut up a cake. I just make all kind of cuts into it because I don't like all those stringy, how the grinder makes all those little pieces of string. So I just kind of cut into it. Now I'm going to heat my pan up. I'm going to put a little olive oil in the bottom so that my onions and my red peppers and my hamburger meat can all just cook together. Some people say, well, I like to put in this first. Well, I do too, but I like to just dump it all in at the same time. So I'm going to throw it in, and that's what I do. I just throw it in there, and got my burner on, and we're ready to go with our other stuff. So I'm going to be taking this over to the pot, letting it all cook together, olive oil on the bottom. If I was doing it just for me and my husband, I would have halved the onion, and I would have I would put the whole pepper in. You can make as much chili as you want to serve the amount of people you have. That's the beauty of chili. Depending on the size of your pot, you can just keep on going. Now, I had these little leftover green onions from some potato soup that I had made. So I'm gonna throw that in too. Now I've got my fire on. I'm gonna bring y'all over here, give you a shot of how this cooks and when I put the beans in. Now I'm not gonna put any of this in the seasoning, the beans. I'm not going to put any of this in until my meat is completely cooked. That there's no raw pieces of meat in there. I have this neat little, I know you probably have one of these too. I have this neat little masher that mashes all the hamburger up so good. Because I like that hamburger to be all mashed up. I don't want to see anything that looks long and lengthy. So I like to get me a pot holder. Hold on to the pot. Let me move y'all over here so you can see how pretty this pot looks with all this red in it. Look at there. Doesn't that look good? That's just going to be so, you can tell it's going to be good. It looks good. All right, guys. I'm going to stand back here so I can get over there and start kind of mashing my hamburger meat up just a little. All right, so I'm going to use my little chopper thing and chop my meat. Remember, I put the olive oil on the bottom. I'm going to blend all this stuff together. All you got to do is just wait on it to cook. Now, don't cook this real hot. Kind of put it on a medium high. You don't want to scorch it. You don't want to burn it. So, you don't want it on terribly high heat. A lot of times when I get my chili completely done, if it's on the weekend or a game day, sometimes I might even just put it in the crock pot on low or keep warm. All right, we're going to let this cook. Okay, we're back. And what I'm doing now is just getting a little bit of this fat out of the pan. Because just need to get that off. And I've got a little dish. Usually I take a paper towel and soak it up. But today I decided, well, when it gets cold weather and things start changing outside, I like to take things that, you know, are old or this grease, things we don't use or things we don't eat, and save it. Now, I found some old crackers in the cabinet when I cleaned out my cabinets yesterday, and they were stale. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to crush these up, and I'm going to put that in the grease. And once I get them crushed and put them in the grease, I'll take this out and I'll feed my birds. When my birds come up this afternoon, I'll take this out there for them. Just let them have all of that good breaded juice. Do this with your leftover stuff. Take it out to your birds and your animals, you know, your farm animals. Just take this stuff and give it to them. Don't waste it. Food's too expensive to just let it go. All right, back to our chili. You see what it looks like now? You see what it looks like? Don't it look good? We're going to make it even better. This is a can of 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes in tomato juice. I know a lot of you guys have your own stock of this good stuff, so that's wonderful. The next thing, I've already put my stuff in. My green chilies, I've already put those in. Chili beans. This is a 1 pound and 11 ounces of chili beans, red chili beans, mild chili sauce. That's going in. My meat is not raw. I did not see any pink meat at all. My meat was not pink. It was done. That's when I add the beans and the tomatoes. Once the meat is thoroughly cooked. The onions will keep cooking. The green pepper, it'll keep cooking. Another can, 1 pound, 11 ounce can of Bush's chili beans. Now, you say, why are you not throwing them cans away? I'm going to save this big can, but I'll probably throw those others away. Now, we're going to add our, chili sauce. Now, you can look on the back of the packet, and you can see what kind of spices are in here. And you make your own. I'll be adding a little garlic to mine, to this. I add 2 packs when I'm making a double batch. 2 packs of the McCormick mild. Now you can get these that say hot. Right on here it says hot chili. But we just get the mild because we're just weaklings over here. We don't like all that hot. We just don't like the hot stuff. I don't mind it a little warm, but I don't want it where I can't even eat it without saying, whoo, whoo, I need a drink of tea. Whoo, whoo, it's too hot. Now what I do with my chili is I get it mixed up really good. And once it's all mixed together, and look back here, what I've got. See what I've got? I've got my simmer pot back here. But the thing about my simmer pot, I don't have it on right now because I don't want it to compete with this delicious smelling chili. I mean, when you get a pot of chili going and you get it like simmering right now like I'm going to do, and I've got my windows open because it's cold, you're going to have everybody in the neighborhood at your house wanting to know what in the world are you cooking. But it gets even better when I put my cornbread in the oven and they smell that. They're ready for that. Now, you know I've already done a video on how to make your cornbread. So, go over there and look at my cornbread recipe to go with this chili. You want this good hot chili on a cold day. And you want to really bite into that good hot cornbread with it. Now, you see what I did right here. I filled up my pot. If I put anything else in here, it would probably be, sometimes I add a can of Rotel, sometimes I don't. But anything that I would add in there, I could get one more can of something up here before it runs over, I think. Now I'm just going to mix up my little bird feed right here. They're going to have a big time with this. They'll be pecking and grabbing and going. They will love this grease on this bread. And I'll tell you one thing I do. I feed my birds every day. I ask people if I'm out of town if they would come feed them. I just love some birds. I really miss them when winter gets here. They don't come as much. I've got to be more diligent about getting things set up that they enjoy in the winter. Okay, we're going to let this simmer. Got it all together. I like to let it simmer. That gives it such a good flavor to just let everything kind of go together and just cook on simmer. Got to wash my lid and put my lid on here. Turn my heat down to a simmer. And we are going to have a good little meal today. If you've got any questions about my chili, just ask me. I will grate up some cheese to put on top of it, sour cream. You can add more onions on top, have your little chopped up onions, whatever. A lot of little good garnish things to put on there. It's just a good meal to have in the wintertime. It's a good it's a good thing to just have that you can eat whenever you're wanting to feed a lot of people. It's a great game day thing. So make you some chili, make your cornbread. I'm going to show you what I do with mine when I get it done. And I'm going to get busy now making my cornbread and get it in the oven. Like I said, I am taking this to a neighbor, so I want to get it done and get my cornbread done. And I'll bring you back when this has simmered. I'm going to thank y'all so much for joining me today on the chili, because chili is so economical. If you don't want to use red meat, use turkey. You can make it out of turkey. A lot of people make chicken chili, which is really good. All right, I'm going to get busy on my cornbread. Y'all go to my cornbread video and watch that when you get done with seeing this good chili and cornbread. Bye.